Hello and welcome to Crafty Turn. A little while ago, somebody set me the challenge of trying to create a twist and pop card that didn't use any dies. So for the past sort of couple of months, I've been sort of fiddling around in between doing other things. And after quite a lot of trial and error, I think I've achieved it. So I thought what I'd do today was I'm going to use some of the Mother Goose papers and try and make a child's pop-up twist and pop card. So I've got two pieces of A4 cream card. I've got two pieces that I've cut from the 12 by 12 pack, and they are both at 5.5 by 5.5. And then I've also got 4 pieces that I've cut in advance from one strip. You'll see why that's important in a minute. And these are 2 3/4 in height by 2 1/4 in width. So keeping those in their right order. I will remind you of all of those as we go along. So my first piece of card, I'm going to start by taking 10 inches. So I want it 10 inches in length. I'm just going to cut that to 10 inches. And then I want it 3 inches in width. So I'm going to cut that at 3 inches in width. And it's important that you do this bit first so that you don't waste card, because we can come back and we can use this. Do it the other way around, you can't. So we've got 10 inches by 3 inches. I'm now going to turn it by 90 degrees, and I'm going to score this at 2.5, at 5, and at 7.5. So I'm scoring it at 2.5 inch intervals. So that's my first piece complete. So now I'm going to go back to my 10-inch piece, and I'm now going to cut it to 9 inches. Cut it to 9 inches, and I'm going to cut 2 inches this way. So this is going to be 9 by 2. Put that piece to one side. So this time I'm going to use a pencil, and I'm going to mark, first of all I'm going to score, I'm going to score this at 1 inch portrait. So I'm using the scorer on this rather than my scoreboard for a reason. So I want to score it at 1 inch. So I'm now going to turn it so that it's landscape. And I'm going to score it at, I'm not going to score it, I'm going to put a pencil line at 3.5. Now, because I'm doing it this way, I can get a pencil line top and bottom. I'm then going to do the same thing at 5.5. So another another pencil line either end at 5.5. So I've now got 4 little pencil lines. Now, if you aren't feeling confident, then join up those with a ruler. I'm going to do it without. This is why I'm using this rather than my scoreboard, because I want to join up that to that, like that, and that to that. So I'm joining up the pencil mark to the pencil mark, like that, and that's ready to go. Okay, so having scored diagonally from mark to mark and mark to mark, we're now going to fold along those score lines. So that way and that way. Just going to move that out of the way. And we're going to burnish these really well. The secret I find to a twist and pop is to make sure that these creases are really well burnished. And we'll do the same with this one. Okay, so we folded those in mountains that way. We're now going to turn it over and we're going to fold this long one in a mountain. And we're going to really burnish. So now when I open it, we've got a valley fold and 2 mountain folds. And what will happen is, as we pull those 2 valley folds together, these 2 will form a little triangle. So we had it open. Because we folded that way on that side, now this will fold in like that. So you've got the 2 leg bits coming in and you form a triangle. So it looks like a little rocket. And again, I'm going to burnish that down. So the hardest bit was to find a way, find the measurements that would give me a join there. So that's going to go like that and like that. Now I'm going to come back to this piece, which if you remember is 10 by 3, and we've scored at 2.5, 5 and 7.5. So at the 5, we're going to fold it in a mountain fold. And we're going to burnish our mountain fold. And then we're going to fold the 2 other folds in valley folds towards the tip of the mountain. So let me burnish these and then I will show you what I mean. So what you will end up with is either an M or a W. And you actually want it the W way. So you want the mountain at the top and the 2 valleys below. So just like it is in nature, really. Okay. So I'm now going to take a second piece of card and I'm going to cut this to 11.5, which is just a tiny bit shy of A4. But I wanted the measurements to be nice and easy. So 11.5, so you're literally taking off probably an 1/8, maybe 3/8, maybe 3/16. So 11.5, and then we're going to turn it this way and we're going to cut to 5.5. Sorry, 5 3/4. Get it right, Sarah. So we're going to cut at 5 3/4. Then we're going back to landscape and we're going to score at 5 3/4. So what we now end up with are 2 5 3/4 squares. So we're going to fold this in half. Like so. Now I found that these work better as tent-fold cards. If you have them as ordinary opening cards, when you open your twist and pop, it comes down too far. So if you have it as a tent-fold card, it doesn't come down as far, it just comes out a little bit. So we're going to go with a tent fold. So I'm having it 11.5 inches this way, And I'm going to get my little rocket or little man, whatever you want to call him. And I want to mark exactly halfway. So I'm going to use my 5 3/4. I find it. 5 3/4. 5 3/4, that one. And I'm just going to lay that on there. And where my centre point is, so these are Cool Cat's centering tools, and they allow you to line up absolutely dead centre. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue just on this top triangle. A little bit of glue. Should have filled this up. Might have to use the other one. Yeah, I've got glue all over my fingers as well now. So let me just get the other glue. So a little bit of glue on that top triangle. Line it up so that it is touching but not over the fold. You need to still be able to fold. And we're just going to press and hold that down. And then same thing on this side. But before I do this side, nearly forgot, I'm going to put a piece of paper, so I want to decorate this top bit. Don't want to decorate this because this is where you're going to do your writing. But I do want to decorate this top bit, and I've got a piece of paper which is 5.5 by 5.5. I've gone around the edges so that there's no white bits showing, and I'm now going to stick this onto here. That is going to go on there like that. And now I'm going to put that down. That was nearly a deliberate mistake, wasn't it? Now I'm going to put that down onto there. Okay, so just need to hold it a little bit longer. Got a little bit impatient there. So while that is taking, I'm going to come back to this. Now I'm going to round these two edges here, or these two corners rather, here and here, and here and here. And this is where my 4 pictures come in. And if you remember, I said I wanted them to be in the right order. So where's the first one? I lost a piece. There it is. So I've cut them so that they will be in the right order. Oh dear me. That's it. Rockabye Baby. Get it right in a minute. Humpty Dumpty. Rockabye Baby. And Mary Had a Little Lamb. And I can see that these are all slightly too wide, which means I've cut them slightly the wrong way. Always learn from our mistakes. So they should be 2 1/4. Now what I want to be very careful of is that I'm taking the 2 1/4 from the right side. So 2 1/4, that's easy for that one. And it's easy for this one. It's more tricky for the inner ones. I've obviously cut those just a little bit too wide. So 2 1/4, 2 1/4. Why is that not going there? I wonder if that should have been on that end there. Nope. I don't know why Mary Has a Little Lamb isn't fitting with the rest of them. But hey ho, it sort of makes it easier to take my 2 1/4 from there. And I'm going to take just a little bit off there. It's going a little bit off Humpty, I know, but I didn't cut them to 2 1/4 as I should have done. And then I cut it off the wrong side anyway. So there we go. So now they fit on very much better. So I'm going to round off these little corners like that, and on this side. So the sizing of these is 2 3/4 by 2 1/4. So I'll just mount those all on there, and then I can stick those on. So I'll put a little bit on here. Now you don't have to have pictures. You could have photographs. You could leave them plain and have little messages. You can alternate picture and plain. However you do it, it's up to you. So I'm just going to pop that one on there. And then this one on here. And then finally, the rest of Humpty Dumpty on this one. Like that. So that's those on. So now I'm going to fold that up like that. So your middle fold is the one facing up. So I'm going to bring this back in because this should now have done its business, and it has. Now what I want to do is I'm going to put glue on there on the top and glue on there on the bottom. But I find the easiest way to do it is to keep this folded, bring this in, and then you can see exactly where you want to put your 2 sticks. So I'm going to put some glue on the top here, and I'm putting about, I don't know, centimetre, 1.5 centimetres along with glue. So I hope you can see that. So top on that one, bottom on that one. I'm going to bring this into the middle. So that is going to go just roughly there for the moment until I've got both of them in place. And then I'm going to squeeze them together, get that level at the bottom there. So I've got one on the front and one on the back, and they're about level, or they're as level as I'm going to get them, so that the 2 legs are together. And I'm just going to hold them in place. So the 2 legs here are together, holding that in place there, that in place there. I'm just going to hold that down. So now, when it twists and pops, it will do so smoothly, like that. So for ages, when I've been making them, I've been trying to stick that side down and then that side down. And then I realised if I closed it all up and put one leg on the bottom and one leg on the top, I could then actually get them to line up straight. And so that now lines up perfectly, like that. You've got space at the bottom here to do your greeting. And I'm now going to put a piece on the front like this. Now, obviously, everybody has their own way of decorating up birthday cards. So you might have a happy birthday on here. You might have the child's name. However you want to decorate it, that is up to you. But now that will stand. Oh, it's hard for you to see, but that will stand as an easel, as a tentpole card. And when you open it up, you've got that lovely twist and pop. So, and you can just decorate that front however you want to do it. I hope that's been useful. Thank you for watching. Please remember, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please do. If you've liked this, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. How would you finish that off? Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.